Live. Oh, no, not yet. We are live now. There we go. Awesome. We are ready to rock and roll. This is the last class of the year that's live, but we're going to have some great classes next week and the week after next until I return after the holidays. But for now, I need for you to text and tag and do everything that you need to do to let people know that we are on the air. We are the 99% and we are stronger than any algorithm that might try to suppress the information you will hear today. So I'm going to start the record button. Today we have a treat. One of my favorite people in the month is Dr. Jennifer Gramith, and I know she is your favorite too. So let's get in the moment, open our mind, and the best way to do that is to dance. So fasten your seatbelt after you dance because we're going to learn and grow together. Here we go.
The Lillian McDermott Show.
We love, we fear, bridges we burn, we make mistakes, then we live and learn. When life gets tough and it seems like your best ain't good enough. If you're in need of hope, you know where I'll be right here, right here. And when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian McDermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian McDermott.
Hello, my listening and viewing friend. It's so nice we can meet each other on the air on this beautiful best day ever. And for those of you who are tuning into the classroom for the first time, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide natural ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening, as well as my viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. As you know, Dr. Jen and I have taken some journeys together. She was the one I called when the doctors told me that I needed my gallbladder removed. She is the one I call whenever I had some questions about my hormones. She's the one I call whenever I need a friend as well, someone to listen to, because that's what Dr. Jennifer Gramith does at Rightway Health and Wellness. All her information is right behind me. So if you have any questions where you can find her there, but you can text me at 407-373-5959 and I'll be able to ask your question that you have today with Dr. Jen. So today we're talking about more than one thing, because there's more than one thing that Dr. Jen does. And so I want to make sure that you understand that the most wonderful time of the year, the time that we celebrate and the time that we gather in the festivities, is the time that we might be sabotaging our body and hurting ourselves the most. What you do today, you will pay for 20 years from now, a week from now, a day from now, but you will pay. So you need to know how you can enjoy, have fun, and have an incredible time, but still honor the temple, your body. And so today, Dr. Jen and I are going to be talking, Dr. Jennifer Gramith of Rightway Health and Wellness. I'll call her Dr. Jen later, but she will be teaching us not only how to remain healthy, but she's doing the gut wellness thing again. And do you want to be a part of it? Possibly. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am so grateful that Dr. Jennifer Gramith is here to do just that. Welcome back, Dr. Gramith.
Thank you, Lillian. It's just always my pleasure, and Merry Christmas to everyone out there. And I am praying that you have a happy, healthy new year. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is how to really, still partake of the holiday season and enjoy yourself, because there's a lot of things out there that really can affect, how you feel during this time. And so the biggest stressors, I think, or the biggest challenges, I think, is stress. Stress is number one. And there's different reasons behind that. But what can you do in order to combat that cortisol spike? A lot of times we overeat during this time. And that goes actually back to the stress. So when we're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, we start stuffing carbs and sugars, down our body, which creates more inflammation. And in many cases can be that little tipping point in developing chronic disease. A lot of people are diagnosed with diabetes during this time. Shortly after the new year, they may be diagnosed with another type of chronic illness, because it was just kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. So there are things that you can do to protect yourself as you go into the holiday seasons. I have 3 parties this weekend. So I know exactly what you're all going through, and you don't want to, be a hermit, stay in the house, but what can you do to make sure that you just don't go off of the deep end? And you feel terrible after, your event. So there's lots of things that you can do. Right now in my area, there's a lot of sickness going on. And I think that has a lot to do with the stress. When you're stressed out and your cortisol levels spike, your immune system goes down. And that makes you more susceptible to these viruses and things like that. So influenza is going around, strep is going around in our area, in many areas. Strep.
Really?
Yeah. So and the reason you're catching that and you're symptomatic is because you have a lowered immune response. So we're going to talk about some things that you can do to improve your immune system during this holiday season. These are the things that I personally do and have my family members do. So yeah, I'm excited.
Me too, because I always learn from you. And by the way, for those of you who say, oh, Dr. Jen is in the classroom, but she's unreachable. She also, her team does telemedicine as well. So all the information that you hear today, and if you want to purchase anything, make sure you put Lily 20 and you get 20% off your purchase especially if it's your first time, you get 20% off your purchase. So make sure that you go check out, you can go to shop, it's right there, shop rightwayhealth.com, and you can find some of the products that she will talk about today. So you talk about stress. And yesterday I was coaching my small group, and I was just so emotionally exhausted that I just couldn't help just the tears that because I always play a song, as you know how important it is to get into the moment. And the song just brought me to tears. And I know that when I move like that, when I'm exhausted, that I am stressed out, that I've done it to myself by not sleeping well, by I usually eat very well, but the sleep is so important. So let's talk about taking care of ourselves, that kind of stress. And that's what I told the group. I said, I'm just going to say it right now. For the last 3 weeks, it's been nonstop. And so I'm looking forward to the next 3 weeks of just being. So let's talk about that kind of stress where we forget about ourselves.
Right. And that's one thing that you need to make sure that you don't do. Just plan some time for yourself, whether it's, I really enjoy going to the spa and getting a massage. And so that really helps me combat stress. And so during the holiday busy time when I'm jetting out of the office to run to pick up presents and wrap, and I make sure that I set some time. I went last week and spent 3 hours at the spa getting a massage and reflexology and things like that. Or it could be as simple as just going for a walk, doing Epsom salts and peroxide bath, something that just calms you down. It may be going to watch a funny movie by yourself, or with your girlfriends, just to kind of bring down the cortisol. The reason people don't sleep during the holiday, or one of the reasons, is that they are under stress, just like you talked about.
Mhm.
And when your cortisol spikes because you're under stress, many times it'll spike at night. And that high cortisol level at night creates anxiety, and then it interferes with your sleep pattern. So you're waking up, you're tossing and turning, you're not getting good deep sleep, and then you feel very lethargic the next day. So there are things that you can do for that. If you like, one of my go-to is Lysyme Forte. It's a natural lithium that's made from sprouts that just dissolve cortisol. And so it works as quickly as a pharmaceutical drug would. Within 20 minutes of taking it, you can just feel this relief, like
Really?
thank
Now,
goodness.
Dr. Lee Cowden talked about this. So
Yeah.
do you have this?
Yeah, it's a biotics research product.
Can't
And
see it. Let me
I
see.
have been using it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's biotics research. And I have been using it for 20 years. So this is my go-to when I am stressed out and I know that my cortisol is peaking, and it's peaking when you feel anxious
Mhm.
and you're not sleeping well, and you just feel really tired all the time. So those are classical signs of spiked cortisol. Now, your cortisol naturally should be higher in the morning, and as you progress throughout the day, it should start to lower, and that's the normal cortisol curve that we all long for, because we want to have energy when we wake up in the morning and, throughout our day. And then we want to be able to wind down at night so we can get restful sleep. But so many times, Lillian, because people have just this chronic stress, they have now depleted their body of all the essential B vitamins and that's why they're experiencing mental illness. They're depressed, or their OCD tendencies have flared up, or they're anxious all the time and they just can't function well. It's because of the cortisol levels. And cortisol creates inflammation. Inflammation causes free radical damage that damages cells and tissues, and the cycle goes on and on. So Lysyme Forte is a go-to for cortisol. And then just for stress and it's more of a depression. Some schizophrenia patients do well on NeuroCalm, which is GABA L-theanine support supplement. And so I use that as well too for certain types of clients. So that's another thing that, if you anticipate the holiday season being stressful and depressing and frustrating for you, these are things that I would supplement with so that you're not experiencing that. And then you don't have the physical chemical reaction that happens when you're experiencing those type of emotions.
Well, interesting, as a life coach, certified life coach, the first thing is when I hear you say that is that's exactly how people think. The holidays are going to be stressful. The holidays are going to be depressing. The holidays are going to be every thought we think, every word we speak is a manifestation of what we're going to create.
Right.
So part of that stress is being brought on by ourselves, by our thoughts.
Right.
How do you address that with your patients that are needing to kind of calm down and rewrite the program in their head that they can handle, maybe release? And I recommend people that they get a good coach, if not me, someone else that will help them with their emotions and handle them. What do you say about that, Dr.
Yeah,
Jen?
I definitely think that that's a big issue. I was in Chattanooga yesterday with my sister, and she was just complaining and telling me how much she hates Christmas. And it's so, it's not the same now that her children are grown and she has one grandchild. And I'm like, you've got to stop telling yourself that. And you really do have to, when you catch yourself saying these negative things, the brain doesn't, whether you mean it or not, your body believes what you say. And so if you say it, then the chemical reactions start to brew and start to respond in the body. and you just create a lot of inflammation, a lot of damage to your systems, even this, down to the enzyme and genetics and the expression of your genes and all of that. And so, EVOX is something that we use here at Rightway Health and Wellness to help to retrain your brain. Course coaching, most definitely. I think that is very important. Surround yourself with people who you want to mimic, their behaviors. So if you're around a lot of negative, very depressed individuals, you're going to feel that too, and you're going to get in that vicious cycle. And so try to set some time to be around someone that you look up to, that's your mentor, that's positive, that pours into you. I think that's very important. I tell my children that all the time, to make sure that you surround yourself with a group of friends that are uplifting and encouraging.
Absolutely. Great advice. And I love the fact that you brought EVOX in, which we've done some classes on with EVOX. So you guys can look it up. Dr. Jennifer Gramith has her own playlist on my YouTube channel. So you can go and look for the EVOX. If it's not there, it's probably because I had a strike or something, and it's in BitChute and Odyssey. You can find it there. So when it comes to stress, and stressful eating or eating during the holidays, you had mentioned a B deficiency. I heard you say that.
Right.
Okay, so what are some of the poor choices? What are some of the things that we can do to avoid making poor choices when being like you have 3 parties? What would Dr. Jen do before the party?
So the first party that I have is with our corporate party. And so we're taking the staff and we're going ice skating and out to a big dinner. So when you go out to a restaurant, choose something, a big leafy green salad would be your main dish. And then maybe a little bit, of if you're eating animal protein, a little bit of steak, or you could split that with your partner so that you're not eating such a large amount, or save it. You could do something like that, but try to fill your plate with veggies first, and good healthy fats. And so if you eat that first, then you're not as likely to, partake of all the other things. If you're going to a party, my suggestion, like what I like to do, is to take a couple of healthy dishes that I know that I will eat and, snack on that, because you want to be part of the group. The emotional, component of feeling like you're weird, or you're not part of the group, and everybody's asking you, well, why aren't you eating, is really stressful for people. So I say, if you're going out to a restaurant with friends, know what you're going, look at the menu before you even go, know what you're going to order before you even step foot in the restaurant and sit down, and that will take the stress off of you. And then if you're going to a party and you're bring something that you love, that you enjoy eating, and snack on that. The biggest reason people are depleted of those critical nutrients is alcohol. So alcohol depletes you so rapidly of B1, B6, B3. So when those are depleted, you immediately feel depressed, moody. And that's why a lot of people, when they're drinking, they get all whine, cry and weepy and angry and frustrated. It's the deficiency happens very rapidly. And those deficiencies, and even with the folate, those deficiencies increase your risk of cancer, especially breast cancer. Like I said, all neurological and psychological illnesses increases your chance of dementia. I mean, it just goes on. And so, through the holidays, it's not just one event, it's multiple. It's this, like the whole month that people are not eating well. They're having parties at their office, it goes from Thanksgiving all the way to the New Year's. It's months of that. And that's why I say usually the first of the year is when a lot of patients get a new diagnosis of diabetes or cancer or something like that. It's kind of sometimes the straw that breaks the camel's back, and it just, your body can only tolerate so much for so long. And then of course now you have a diagnosis, and then that creates new stress for you. So some little things that I do is, like in my hand here is Vitality C. That is a powdered vitamin C. That's not just any vitamin C. It has a sodium glucose carrier, so it is equivalent to an IV vitamin C.
Whoa.
This is how I combat free radical damage if I do partake of some alcohol. This is actually Vitality C in pomegranate juice.
Ooh.
And it's delicious.
But what about the ingredients? So are they natural ingredients? Is there any sugar? Okay.
Yeah, no, it's all natural. It's what I use for this. Actually, this product is what I use for the cancer patients, because it's 1,000 milligrams.
It looks like nobody will know you're not drinking.
I know, exactly. So that's another thing you can do. So you can actually take the Vitality C, put some pomegranate in it, and you can put a little bit of your soda water to make it, fuzzy, and drink that. Throw a sprig of rosemary in there and some cranberries, and you'll have a beautiful looking drink, and nobody will know.
That's good. So right now I'm going to buy 2 things from you when we get off the air. So Vitality C, how many milligrams of C is it per scoop or whatever?
4,000.
4,000 per scoop?
Yeah. Per
wow.
scoop. Yeah, and it doesn't cause any irritation to the gastrointestinal stress, because it has the glucose sodium carrier. So typically when you take a over-the-counter vitamin C ascorbate, it's going to enter the cell through one pathway along with your vitamin A, D, K, all of the other ones. So you may or may not get absorption from that product. It's a risk. With liposomal vitamin C, it goes through the cell through 2 pathways, so you're much more likely to get absorption. And it doesn't help you if it doesn't go intracellular.
Yeah.
And then with this particular one, or IV, it goes through 4 pathways, guaranteed absorption.
Wow.
And it is amazing. And so one of, the biggest issues that people have with alcohol consumption, besides the B deficiency, is that they stop producing glutathione. And glutathione is your mother of all antioxidants that is there to combat, that casserole you just ate, or that piece of cheesecake that you just had, the free radical damage from these inflammatory foods. And so if you're drinking lots of alcohol during the holidays, and you're not resupplying the body the critical nutrients that are being depleted, then your glutathione levels go down, your immune system goes down. And then of course you meet somebody at the party, they have a little bit of a virus, and it's just the perfect storm. And so you can prevent it from just doing simple things like drinking Vitality C. I take, as far as the iron issue, the B vitamins, because there's so many iron supplements out there that you can't absorb, that causes constipation, and we don't want that. Floridex is a great source of iron. B vitamins, it's all from herbs and plants, and so it's highly absorbable. It works almost instantly. I take it daily, especially during stressful, and I might take 2 doses during stressful times, but it's a liquid and it will not cause constipation. So it's one of my favorite.
So that's iron. Do you feel that or do you, in your research and your in your practice, do you find that a lot of people are iron deficient, or is it just the cancer patients?
No, it's cancer patients, definitely, because cancer loves to chew up the iron. But anybody who is deficient in B vitamins, their iron levels are going to be depleted, because you have to have B vitamins in order to have adequate iron. So you may not see it until as far as the iron level of your blood until later on when things are pretty severe. But you're not going to get iron buildup, which is what people are afraid of with a plant base. It's made from spinach. You're getting the iron from spinach and plants. And so it's not going to have a buildup effect that over-the-counter iron would do. And I don't give patients that have cancer over-the-counter supplemental iron because it feeds the cancer in one regard, and they don't get absorptions. And so it doesn't make a change in their labs when I look at their hematocrit, hemoglobin, red blood cell, all that. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So now I'm up to 3.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
no, I've
it gives
always
you
heard,
so much energy. Oh my gosh. It's like you just wake up. So
but I'm sure you need to take that one in the morning, because if you take it at night, you may not go to sleep that day, right?
Well, it's not a stimulant, so it's not going to make you anxious. You just feel alive, so a lot of people take it twice a day. I would say don't take it right before bed, maybe take it after lunch or before dinner or something like that.
Mhm.
That's totally fine. It's not going to make you anxious or nervous, or it doesn't have any stimulants in it.
No, does that have B3 as in niacin, B as in boy?
It has all the B vitamins. Yep.
All of them, even 12?
A little bit of 12, not enough to if you're really B12 deficient, you need another supplement.
Okay.
I like the quicksilvers, the methyl B12. Sometimes I'll combine these two together, but it does have some. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was called Floridex?
Floridex.
Floridex. Okay. Floridex. Okay. And so what else do you do for supplement? Because if people are going to drink alcohol, those who drink alcohol, and my advice to everybody is to drink water between drinks of alcohol.
Right.
How does dehydration affect your body?
Right. So dehydration will increase your inflammation and again, lower your immune response. And so just know that when you are drinking alcohol, and I like to drink wine and things like that. So I will drink wine. I'll take my B vitamins. I'll take my vitamin C and make sure that I drink plenty of water as well. I'll also take extra minerals. So minerals are really important too, besides the B vitamins that are going to be depleted during the holidays with alcohol consumption. But so years ago, I listened to a surgeon who had a mother who had breast cancer, and then she had breast cancer. And she was talking about that women who drink more than a glass of wine, 3 or 4 times a week, had a high risk of developing breast cancer due to the decreased levels of folic acid. And so she would recommend folate for them. And so if you were to drink alcohol, take a folate supplement. I've noticed that a lot of companies have put together the, after drink vitamin that you see, which has that in there. So it has the folate in it. So that does make sense, and you can do things. But I would say keep your consumption down. It's very stressful on the liver when it's more than 2 glasses of wine, or hard liquor is, I would say stop with 1. It's very, very stressful for the liver. The liver slows down all the processes that it has to deal with. And, that's why you feel so bad after you drink too much. But, just make sure you replenish everything that you just depleted. And so that would be B vitamins, minerals, C, glutathione. It's best, your body makes glutathione out of amino acids. And so you have to have enough glutamine, cysteine, and what is the other one? Glutamine, cysteine, and so you can get that through cruciferous vegetables.
Okay.
And if you're, plant-based vegan, you can get it, of course, through animal products too.
Yeah.
But I would say that's why I'm always pushing cruciferous salads and things like that, because people just don't eat enough. And if you have to have sulfur in the body in order to make glutathione.
Yeah,
So
we talked about that. And you talk about the glutathione pathways. Am I remembering correctly that some people don't process it properly? And
Right.
we talked about a test that you do at your clinic to see, what the DNA testing is, and to see how what better products will
But we'll fill in the gap.
support.
Yeah. So there's a
Correct.
gap there's a certain nutrient that's missing to convert your amino acids into glutathione.
Yes.
And so you have to supplement with that particular nutrient, because you're just not getting enough. The gene is not expressing properly. It's a genetic issue. So that's when you really get down to the genetic issues. A lot of times we want to go and supplement what they show deficient in, but that's not the problem. The problem is the communication in that pathway that is, they may not have the CoQ10 or the B, vitamin to transfer it. And then in this case, in glutathione, it's a lot of times CoQ10, B vitamins, and of course the amino acids. So.
Wow, there's just so much to remember, so much to remember. But I want to encourage you. I just want to let you know that Dr. Jen is going to be featured in the I Am the Solution Natural Health Summit. So she's going to be a speaker at the event. I'm really excited that she'll be there. She'll also have her team. She'll have her supplements or whatever she wants to bring to share with everybody there. But I'm really excited that that on January 21st, 2023, we're going to continue our conversation in Rockledge, Florida. This is a live event, so get your tickets before December 30th, because you will get a discount. And I love a good discount, just like Lily 20 with Rightway Health and Wellness. Okay, so just understand that there are so many different ways that we can be a part of the solution. Coming to the classroom week after week or day after day to learn more. So go to whenyounneedafriend.com, like, tags, share with your friends, be part of the growth of the classroom. And while you're there, please subscribe, like, and follow me on all social media, as well as check out all the do-it-yourself workshops, including the one with Dr. Jennifer Gramith, which is the liver gallbladder cleanse that we did together. It was so wonderful to be able to do that with one another. And so everything is there. We also have Dr. Gramith. If you check on the sponsors page, she's there. Please support Dr. Gramith the way that she is supporting the classroom. Go to the Shop Now bag and check out all the different Lilly approved items, from beauty products all the way to building muscle. So many different ways that you can get healthy naturally, and you could become an enrolled student in the classroom. So please, if you are looking to a place to donate, to tithe, whether it's $1 or $1,000 a month, or if you would like to give a one-time donation, please consider us before the end of the year, a donation, so that you can help the classroom grow. Another reason I would like for you to go check out the website is Dr. Jen. She's part of everything I do now. She's part of the M-Cube Detox Experience. She came out and spoke to us all. She was incredible when she spoke to us. She also has, so I want you guys to learn about her gut wellness course that she has starting in January. So share a little bit about that, Dr. Jen.
Right. Yeah. So we're excited. This is the second time we've done this 30-day gut repair program, really designed to boost your immune system, heal your gut so that you can thrive. And so I just felt it was the perfect time to do it, right? To begin our new year and taking charge of our health and just changing the microbiome of the gut, you're not only going to get benefits in your immune system and get rid of all the GERD and the bloating and all that. It's amazing the difference that it makes in your mental, emotional health because of the connection between gut and neurotransmitters. And so the last class that we had was phenomenal. Oh my goodness. It was just such a blessing to be a part of and watch the participants encourage one another. So, you have this huge support group that everybody's encouraging one another. We're sharing our recipes on, what we're doing. And I will just briefly tell you that, the first week is really learning the principles of intermittent fasting, and then we get into juice fasting and water fasting principles, and then food combining principles. So, it's just the transformation that you experience going through this process and doing it with a group of people who have the same goal in mind, and then listening to the testimonies at the end of the program. Just blew my mind. So I'm really excited about doing it. We have lots of people who did it last time doing it again. So, it was amazing.
Yeah.
You meet with me once every week live for a live Q&A, and I'm there to walk you through every step of the way. So it's just a lot of fun.
Very
and so
good.
if you think that a lot of times you can't reach me or you don't get to ask me questions directly, this is the perfect thing to do to be able to have, that access to me, because I'm available to all of the students or the participants in the Dr. Jen's Gut Repair Program.
Yeah. So what should people expect? What do they get for the $299? Or is there a discount before the end of the year?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, if they go to shoprightway.com and type in, click on the Dr. Jen's Gut Repair Program,
Challenge.
type in the code Lily20. It doesn't matter if you're an old client or a new one, it will give you that discount for Lily20. It's across the board. So that saves you $60, and that includes all your supplements, guys, that go along with the program. So it's your supplements, it's your weekly access to all of the Creative to Heal program. And so you're really going to be challenged and dived in deep. And it's just amazing what you'll experience. We got just positive feedback. One testimony that really touched me probably the most was a testimony from someone that was just at the edge of just giving up. They had struggled with their health for so long and had been to doctor and just not gotten relief and was in a lot of pain, and said that this was their last ditch effort. And if this didn't work, then they were going to pretty much commit suicide, and it changed their life. And so when we received that testimony of how this program changed their life and gave them back hope, I mean, myself and the staff were just in tears.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
such a beautiful, it was unexpected. We didn't expect to have someone, struggling like that in this program. But yeah, it was so beautiful. And
you just never know. You just never know. And I always say that when your yes is greater than your fear, because sometimes we want to do something and we want to be healthy, but the fear of the unknown keeps us trapped.
Right.
And, whether it's the gallbladder cleanse, the gut cleanse, the M-Cube detox experience, all these different events that we're doing, we just never know how it will change people's lives. But to do it with the camaraderie of a group and group support makes a huge difference. So I'm glad that you're doing these things, because people need hand holding. When I found out about the mold toxicity and the metal toxicity in my body, I was overwhelmed, and I thought, man, if I'm overwhelmed, I can't imagine what everybody else is feeling out there.
Right.
So great job, Dr. Jen. I'm so glad that you're doing this. I would love to join you with the Gut Repair Challenge. And
Yay.
since I know Lily, I think I'm going to put Lily 20. So remember,
Exactly.
now they can go to Shop Rightway Health as
Right.
opposed to Rightway Health and Wellness, right? They can
Right,
go to
go to
Shop.
go to the e-commerce site and type that in. Of course, if you call in the office too, and just tell them you saw it on the Lily show, they'll give you the Lily 20 discount as
And
well.
if you want to call, it's 404-474-2100. The number's there too. Everything is right behind me. You can call yourself, get your health back. I mean, a lot of people have these resolutions that just don't work. We need to take action. And so when does this start?
January 1st.
Oh my gosh.
I
Not
know it.
even like is January 1st a Monday?
Yes.
Oh man.
No, it's a Sunday, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So good thing. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's
January
a Sunday. Yeah, I
1st.
think it's Sunday.
Yeah. So they'll stumble themselves. So will they have everything they need prior to that? Or are
If-
you going to be
if
meeting on
they-
January 1st?
Yeah, that's the thing. If you, because we're getting close to the deadline. So if you want to join that, you need to call this week and get set up so that we can get your products to you. If you can't do it till next week, that's, we'll just do the best. You don't start taking the products until week 2 anyway. So you still have some time to get it in, but you need to, the deadline is at the end of next week for that.
But the worst thing that they could do is like quit cold turkey and start eating on January 1st. So it's good for you to transition. What are some words of wisdom to transition so that day 1 of January 1st?
So the program is designed to transition for you. So
Got
the
it.
first
Okay.
week of that is intermittent fasting. And then, we will do a Q&A with me, and we'll talk about what type of intermittent fasting is right for you. And so it may be, 6 hours, it may be 8 hours, it may be 12 hours. It just depends on each individual. So I will work with you to decide and determine what that needs to look like, and then what you need, as far as your diet plan. We give you the recipes, everything is provided for you. It's just a no-brainer. We make it so simple. We have an app that makes it simple that you can download on your phone.
Whoa. Is it a Rightway Health and Wellness?
Yeah, it's Dr. Jen's, gut repair program downloaded. So it gives them the recipes, the shopping list, and everything that you need to set yourself up for success, because so many times we will set ourselves up for failure because
it's comfortable.
Right. And it's just when we aren't prepared is when if you're not prepared and you don't have your meal planned out and you know exactly what you're going to do, is when you're really at a higher risk of just, deviating from that goal that you had and just grabbing those bag of chips and just, eating them. But if you are prepared, just like I said, know what you're going to order before you go into the restaurant, because then you're not having to make a decision. And that's when you can become very vulnerable and weak and make the wrong decision. And then you start beating yourself up. It's like, why did I choose that? Why did I do that? I'm sabotaging. And you just get in that vicious cycle. And so you really have to say to yourself, stop. My brain is stuck in a rut. It's sending my body false messages. And in the past, I would do this, but today I choose the new path. I choose a path of health and wellness, and just retrain your own brain by making, disciplining yourself when you say those negative things.
Absolutely. So important. Okay. So for those of you who have questions for Dr. Jen, you could text me at 407-373-5959. You can write in the comments section. We're not doing a teacher's pet corner. If we have some questions, we'll extend it just a little bit, but we just ask your questions now. I know that all of you that are watching, you probably have something specific for you that you may want to know. So ask your questions now so that I can read them on the air today before we leave. And so I know that we talked about alcohol. I want to go back to alcohol for a little bit, because I know that this is like if nobody would go to a party, well, I wouldn't go to a party and find it normal for people to be smoking pot or people to be snorting cocaine. I would not go to that kind of a party,
Right.
but we go to alcohol, alcohol, and it is natural and it's okay. And we celebrate with foods that give us dis-ease. We drink drinks that will maybe hurt us and make poor decisions. So when you're talking about alcohol, 1 or 2 drinks, are you talking about for the week, or are you talking about that event?
Well, ideally, no more than 1 or 2 drinks for the event. However, you string event after event after event together, and then you create a problem.
Yeah.
And so less is always best. So you may want to plan out your schedule and say, okay, I'm going, to probably partake of alcohol, this, and the types of alcohol is important too. So, get good, if you're going to drink wine, get a good organic sulfite-free wine that's dry. Those have the least amount of sugar in there, and, stop at no more than, 2 glasses during that evening. And then take your minerals and take your vitamin C and your B vitamins, and you will feel great. You'll feel fine after that. I think another thing that people are really concerned with still today is just that, people are still really paranoid about getting together in large groups, and because of the infection. So, those, and I totally get it. So what I suggest people do is just go ahead and take an antimicrobial, so a natural antibiotic. My favorite is, of course, my Dr. Jen's Immunoblend,
Okay.
because it is antimicrobial. It covers bacteria, virus, molds and funguses, things like that you may come in contact to. So, and it's mostly essential oils and coconut oil.
Really?
And that's a great antimicrobial. So go ahead and just prep and take some of these during the holiday season to prevent getting, influenza and the other things that are out there. And so, and then go out with confidence. But, try to avoid the things that and that what lowers your immune response, what stresses you out. Plan. It's really about planning out your schedule, making these decisions when you're in your right mind, and not just, flying by the seat of your pants, because then you're more likely to make poor choices.
Well, I know that you have because I know that many people get sick during the holidays.
Right.
Not only are because they're pushing it to the max, but because they get exposed to other people, and that their immune system is low. So you talked about Dr. Jen's Immunoblend. What else do you have that would be good to take as well?
Yeah, so those are my things. That the key things is like your minerals, your refuel minerals with
And
amino acids.
How much do you take of that?
I take an ounce during the holidays. So typical dose is half an ounce a day. I double that during the holidays, take an ounce for added protection. I take my Dr. Jen's Immunoblend. It comes in a liquid form too. And so
Does it?
Yeah, so the liquid form is really great for periodontal disease. Any kind of, you can rub on the bottom of the feet, like of infants or children. You can rub it on the chest. And so there are lots of things that you can use the liquid for. The taste of the liquid is kind of strong. So most people choose to take the capsule version if you're swallowing it. But again, I use it in my water pick to brush my teeth with.
No way.
Yeah, and it's amazing for any kind of periodontal issue. So a lot of times infection begins in the mouth and then it goes to various organs, glands, and systems. And so if you don't treat the infected mouth, it's going to continue to infect those systems. So yeah, great product.
Wow.
And then of course vitamin C and probiotics. Those are kind of like the go-to things that everybody should have in their home. And if you're going to be like partying out a lot and like you're going to have, raw fish or sushi or things like that, make sure you have some ultra binder, some charcoal, activated charcoal, or the Aztec clay to take if you at all start to feel like you maybe ate something bad. It will absorb those toxins in the gut and flush it out so that you don't end up in the emergency.
Do you have some Aztec clay, or can that be? Because
you can. I get it from Premier Research, and it's very pure. But you can get it off of Amazon. You just get a good organic. And I love the.
It has to be food grade,
charcoal.
right?
Huh?
It's food grade.
Yeah. Food grade.
Because I just started taking as a result of the MQ detox experience, diatomaceous earth, and that's the stuff that you can consume as opposed to stuff you put on your garden, and something like that. Would that be beneficial as well? Yeah,
so that's the same principle. It's
going
to absorb those toxins and flush it out. That's like a little scrub brush for your intestines. And so, yeah, it's a great product that I use. Activated charcoal is probably one of the best things for food poisoning or, swallowing something that you shouldn't. So every
too
household,
much alcohol, too much alcohol.
Yeah, it would actually help.
Would it help?
Yeah, it would help.
I was just wondering, because if it's gonna
you planning out your schedule. Yeah, I'll take my activated charcoal and no, I'm just kidding.
So we have about 5 minutes left. Okay. For those of you, if you have any questions, type in a queue and I'll answer your questions, or I'll ask your questions on the air. What is, because since we started in the beginning of 2022 to today, you have really grown exponentially, and it's been beautiful to watch. What are some of the thoughts that you want to share in this growth process for your year, and perhaps maybe some of the wishes and desires for your clients and patients?
Yeah, we have grown a lot. We've doubled our space. We've gotten a lot of international, clients, national clients coming in with our virtual clinics, and then a lot more local business. And that's has a lot to do with the, my access. But I have 3 other amazing practitioners, one who specializes in gut health, one who specializes in physical therapy, and then my assistant, Lauren, who, is just like a twin of myself. They are very capable and talented, and we all work together as a team to really help our communities. And so, when you call Rightway, you're going to get the best care possible. And so I just wanted, to say that, because I know that it is frustrating when people want to get a hold of me. I really spend my time on really helping the cancer clients, because it's just so time consuming. But I am involved with every case that comes through here. So in some way, shape, or form. Another thing I was going to mention too was that a lot of people hate taking supplements. So I don't know if you're familiar with Designs for Health, Lily, but they actually came out with these nutritional chocolates. Okay, now if you don't like chocolate, then something's wrong with you. But these are supplements, and it's a dark chocolate, so it's a little bitter, but I love it. And it'll, like your vitamin D, it's 2,000 IUs of vitamin D in this one little piece of chocolate. Yeah, it's got great supplement benefits. There's one for the fin. So there's your mushroom blend. It's equal to the capsule as far as the potency of it, which I was really impressed with. So you can just eat your supplements if you want to, which is always, the best way to do it.
What about sugars? What's the sugar in?
There is no sugar in it.
Awesome.
No sugar in it. And so these are, because it would counter the, supplement. That's why, I have a problem with a lot of these over-the-counter supplements that are sold in, every store out there, and they're full of sugar and fillers, and they counter the absorption of the critical nutrient that your body needs.
So, and I just get to get the next one. Okay, so there's so much to get. I want you guys to share this video with your friends. Let them know that Dr. Jennifer Gramith is not only in Georgia, Woodstock, Georgia, but she's coming to Florida on January 21st, 2023. She's also available to you to do the challenge, the gut health challenge with Dr. Jen. It's a 30-day gut repair, 30-day challenge that you can do virtually. So you can do that anywhere around the world. I am so excited, Dr. Jen, to see how much you have just expanded and grown so that you can help even more people get better. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for your support of the Lillian McDermott radio show. It means truly a lot to me. Thank you.
Awesome. You're very welcome. And I hope everybody has a wonderful Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy New Year.
Absolutely. And please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott and Dr. Jennifer Gramith wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. Good job. Good job.
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.
This is great. I did not see anything about the last one, the chocolate. I did not see that.
I just, it was interesting. They actually sent all this to me for my open house. And I had taken them before. I use them. I set them on my desk and I eat them. That's my little sweet treat. But they have the CBD one, the mushroom. They have one for hair, skin, and nails, the vitamin D, all of these different supplements, not all their supplements, but a lot of the, standard immune building supplements. And of course, chocolate is excellent for cardiovascular health and immune system too. So
is there a max that you can have a day, like alcohol?
Well, yeah, definitely, because you're going to look at the dosages, so it's in place of your supplement. So, that's a great alternative for people who just get tired of swallowing another supplement pill. So I love it. I take my Sunshine is the one that's the vitamin D with K. I love it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. No wonder you've been looking younger and younger. I will tell you, for those of you who are just new to the program, this is the first time you're seeing Dr. Jen. After I saw her, after she did the gut repair course, she did her first one. I think that was the first one.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So how much did you release? How much weight did you,
17 pounds. Yeah.
17 pounds in 1 month?
1 month. Mm-hmm.
In 1 month. And it was like seeing a totally different Dr. Jen. Yeah. And so there's a lot to be said with taking back your health,
right?
Being your own medical detective. I just want be your own MD, be your own medical detective, and do something different. If you want to achieve something different, you must do something different. And when you do choose to do something different, when you do it with somebody you trust, and then you build community, because there's going to be a lot of crabs in the bucket wanting to bring you down. Come on, let's go to McDonald's today. Come on, let's go to the bar today. And you'll go, no, I got a date with Dr. Jen.
Right. Yeah, you got to answer to me every week.
Got to answer. And you'll crack that whip. I've been with you. I know how you roll.
Yeah,
but I want to just encourage all of you. If you want to get your health back, there's so many different ways. Whether it's with Dr. Jen in Georgia or virtually, or Dr. Jen with the classroom and in Florida and virtually. There's just so many different ways to take your health back. And if you want to do something different, you got to do something different. So I want to encourage all of you to consider on January 1st, but now you got to do it now, today. Yeah. I want the link so that I can post the link. I didn't get the link, but if you give me the link, I'll put the link in the description. That way, all people do is just click and go
Okay.
there. Okay. So I just want all of you to go, and remember, Lily 20 will give you 20% off your course, because I love a good discount. Anything else that you want to add before we go?
Let me make sure we covered all of that. I think that's it.
I think
I think
so.
that's it. I am looking
Okay.
forward to this weekend and next week and the new year, and then the gut repair program
I
right before
know,
my
it's like-
Belize trip. So yeah.
Oh, that's right. The Belize trip is finally going to happen. That's wonderful.
Yes.
So Pat Segoy says that, oh yes, Dr. J looks terrific. I see the difference as well. I saw the difference. I was like,
Awesome. Yeah, you feel
Dr. Jen's like your sister?
amazing. Yeah.
yeah. Dr. Michelle gives us her hearts, and
Aw.
Myrna says hello, ladies. And so there's a lot of dancers in the in YouTube dancing with me with the music. And so I love it. I love it. And
Yeah.
this has been a great year with you, Dr. Jen. Thank you so much
Thank
again
you.
for everything that you do. And I want to talk to you after class today, because I am so curious about your app. I really want. So download her app, figure out how to download the app, and
Mhm.
start taking back your health now. So thank you
Yes.
so much, Dr. Jen. And
You're
thank you
welcome.
all. Any final words, Dr. Jen, before we
Nope,
go?
thank you. I'm just so honored to be a part of your classroom, and I look forward to next year.
Absolutely. Me too. Me too. See you guys. Check out, even though this is the last live class of the year, we have great classes lined up. So you can always get your fix every day at 12:05. Join us, and we will see you in 2023. Take care. Bye.